Hi, this is Jeff, and this is WebVee Guide Conversation. Today we're talking with Georgie Daburas, the star of Hitman 101. Welcome, Georgie. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you too, Jeffrey, finally.
How are you?
I'm pretty good. I had a really good Sunday morning. I watched the play 12 o'clock matinee, so it's great to be starting a Sunday with art and a good play.
Yeah, a great relaxing way to spend the Sunday.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about you. I understand you were born in Canada originally.
I was born in Calgary.
All right.
Calgary, Alberta.
But that's not where you grew up.
No, what happened really was my mom grew up, although she was Greek, she grew up in Canada, and she met my dad back in Greece and got pregnant and basically flew to Canada to have me because her family was here. So I was born here. I stayed only until I was 2 months old, and then they flew back to live on their life, where I spent the majority of my life.
Did you grow up in a city in Athens or in the countryside?
No, it's Larissa. The city is Larissa. It's the third or fourth largest city in Greece. It's right between Thessaloniki and Athens. We're right underneath Mount Olympus, and I grew up there. I went to school there, studied there, worked there for the longest time. I think I left when I was 26 years old or 27. I'm not sure.
Did you study theater and acting in Greece? I mean, how did you come?
No, my experience with acting was really none. I watched a lot of movies because we had a video store. My parents owned a video store, so since I can remember, I was always watching movies. I was working in the video store. I knew all the movies. I would recommend movies to customers, and we would always have, you know, I remember going home on the weekend with 2-3 bags of VHS tapes and just watching all the new shows that we had, all the new films, so we can know what to recommend to our customers. And that's the only experience that I had in regards to film or acting or any of that sort of industry. But I loved movies. I mean, who doesn't love movies? I loved storytelling. I loved the fact that watching them do their work, I was affected by it. I was moved. I was engaged in one way or another. So I always had a connection with it. I just never had the experience of actually trying to do
Okay. Now, when did you said you were what, 26, 27 when you moved back to Canada?
Yeah, I think it was 2006, if I remember correctly. It was on a whim, I guess. I had reached the point in my life where I just didn't feel that my life was taking me to where I would be happy, and I felt a need that I always had to move to Canada, because ever since I was a kid, I somehow felt that I was meant to be here because I was born here. I know it might seem a little bit naive and foolish, but I always dreamt that I would have a better chance of chasing my dreams here. And at that year, 2006, 2005, actually, I started thinking about, oh, I want to try acting. I want to be in the movies, but for all the wrong reasons. I wanted back there. I wanted it for the fame of it and for the money of it and for the glamour of what I thought acting was at the time.
Yes, because it's such a fame-filled, glamorous profession, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. No, those ideas were destroyed very early on when I tried acting, but in a good way. It was in a good way, because when I first moved here, I started modeling a little bit, because I thought that would be one avenue to somehow get into the industry of acting, as a lot of models have done, some successfully, some others not so much. And when I first moved to Vancouver, I took an intro class to acting at Van Arts. I thought, what best way to try acting than to just try from the basics, introduction level, which because I had no idea what acting was. I just thought I should remember what I'm supposed to say it, and that's it. Job well done. Well, in that in that class, I was confronted with a lot of issues that you need to address with acting. How to find the truth of what you're saying, and why are you saying everything that you're saying, and who is the person that you're portraying their life, and you're trying to fill this life with all, well, I don't like to say emotion, just all the circumstances and make them real. So I found it fascinating. I instantly fell in love. I remember in the first class, my mind was blown away. I had everything that I thought acting was. It was not that. It was just something more, something deeper. And the idea of constantly searching for the truth was very fascinating to me.
Well, having grown up in Greece and then come back to Canada, does that inform or influence your acting and what you bring to a role?
I would have to say yes. I don't. I mean, I'm not the one to pinpoint it exactly. I'm sure that Mediterranean temperament is more. I don't know. I shouldn't say passion, but it's definitely different. I can't put words to it. It's just, I don't know. Maybe it does. Maybe it doesn't.
Okay, different perspective. Well, I mean, everybody's unique, so they always bring something different. But I mean, having grown up in a different environment and in a different culture, uh,
Well,
what?
yeah, I would say that definitely adds some different flavor to what I do.
How did you get involved with Hitman or Hitman 101 to give it?
Hitman 101. After I graduated, I took the full-time program in Van Arts in 2009, and after I graduated, I started doing, because I didn't feel quite ready to go into professional, trying to audition for professional projects. I didn't want to compromise my reputation as an actor because I didn't think I was ready at the time. So I just wanted to do a lot of independent projects, and I started by doing student films because we have a lot of colleges and one university here in Vancouver that have classes for filmmakers and directors. So there's always independent stuff going on, and I was lucky enough to book a lot of parts and meet and work with a lot of directors. And working on one of them, I remember I saw this girl, one of the other actresses on set. She was reading the sides for this show that she told me about assassins, and I said, "All right, well, while we're preparing, I might as well read lines with you and help you out." And once we started reading, I'm like, "Oh, I would like to audition for this project. It seems very interesting." And the web series idea was very new, and I thought it would be definitely something that I would like to work on because it would be more than a short film. It would have a longer, it would be a longer project. It would almost be like working on a feature film, which I hadn't done to that at that time. And I auditioned. I got a call back, and I
Okay,
got the part.
now this is really Scott Staven's baby. He wrote it, he directed it, he edited, he was the cinematographer. Now you have a co-producer credit on the show, though.
I do. Well, when he cast me in the show, we started having a relationship, talking about the show, and we became really friends. After not long after that, within a few weeks, we would constantly hang out and talk about the project and how we would do it and all that. And because he did pretty much everything on this show. Scott did it, and I really believed in him, and I still do, and I really believed in the project and the story, and I just offered my help in any way that I could. I did sound. I helped him, and produce and find some actors to fill in
Uh,
some extra parts. And
it's one of those kind of projects where you don't wear one hat. Everybody
no,
does
no.
several jobs to get it done.
Yeah. And
Uh,
by the end of it, Scott, I just you have to be our co-producer because without you, the project wouldn't have been what it is. And it was really kind on his behalf. He didn't have to do it, but I'm really glad he did because I feel very proud to have done what I did in that.
now, as a director, did he give you room to help develop your character? I mean, it was, when he's writing it and creating it and directing it, it's his baby.
Yeah.
Did he open up as a director and allow you to have input as an artist into what you were doing?
He definitely did. It's very interesting. I don't know if it was because we became friends before we started shooting that we kind of worked. We had a symbiotic relationship, actor director, where he knew if what I was doing wasn't working, and I knew that he felt that way. So I would bring something to the table, and he would take that and either build on that or completely change it, but in a very nurturing way, not shutting down. He would just always add, always try to push me, which was exactly what I needed. And I would do the same to him when I wasn't feeling good about something. I would go to him and I would say, this I didn't feel that would work. We would kind of talk about it and do it again, and sure enough, it would be much fuller.
Did you get an opportunity for much rehearsal time before you started shooting?
We didn't have much rehearsal. We had a one or two readings, I think. I did have a lot of time to prepare, and I was lucky enough that my acting teacher, Chilton Crane, had left with her family to Europe, so they had me house sit and dog sit. So in a way, I got to live John Smith's life, the what you mentioned, the isolation part of the role, where I would be just in a big apartment, just by myself, and I would do my homework, I would do my research. Their dog would substitute the camera that I have in the
Okay.
in the project, so it kind of all was. It became very natural. It just became what it is.
Sure, it let you kind of dissolve or move into that.